Hi, today I'm going to do a review on the Beauty Blender and combine that with how I would do my foundation currently. So the Beauty Blender, for those of you who haven't seen it, is this object here. It's a bit like a pink egg-shaped sponge, and it's quite a small size if you can see it compared to my face. And the idea is that you wet this and use it to apply your foundation. Okay, so I've just dropped it in the water here, and you just want to squeeze it, basically just to get it completely saturated with water. The first time I did this, I kind of just wet it slightly, and the secret is to get it really saturated. And once you've done that, you just want to squeeze out the excess. So just squeeze it out until there's no more water running out of it, and then it's ready to use. Okay, so I've completely squeezed it out now, and you can see the difference in the size. It's much bigger, and it's also much spongier. It's much more springy and less firm than it was at the beginning. So to do this, I just put my foundation on this kind of, it's a bit like a CD, but it's clear. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of the foundation from the CD, and then I'm just going to start to just bounce it over my skin, just keeping it moving over that whole area. And it's a really easy motion. There's no pulling, tugging, anything like that. There's nothing like that involved. You're just going to bounce it over. And what I like to do is go all over my face with like a light layer, and then if I feel there are certain areas that need more coverage, then I can go back. Incidentally, the foundation that I'm using with this is a mixture in Studio Fix Fluid in NC30, and I'm also using Revlon Colour Stay in 180 Sand Beige. I've hardly used any of that foundation that's on there, I don't know if you can see that, and it's given a nice coverage. I'm trying to kind of look between my mirror and the viewfinder, so sorry about that. So I'm probably going to speed this part up because I think you've got the gist of what I'm doing, so let's speed this up a little bit. There we go, so basically I now have a light layer of foundation on my skin, and I can just go back into the foundation that I've got on this this disc and just use it on any areas that need more coverage. I realise I'm blending quite a lot with this. Because a lot of really amazing looks on. Okay, so I'm happy with that now, and I'm going to move on and do my concealer. For under the eyes, I'm using the Garnier Caffeine Eye Roll-On, which I like the formula of, but I don't like the idea of this little ball, because when you kind of roll it back and forward you get far too much product on, but that's a whole different review, so we'll just stick to what we're doing. So I just dab it on under the eyes, like so. And then I'm just going to use the pointy end of this now and just dab it across. And it's nice to use this under the eyes because you're not pulling or dragging or, you know, dragging a brush across or anything like that. Like that. And then for concealing blemishes, I'm going to use my Cargo One Base. I think this is 02, the colour. I'm just going to conceal any blemishes that I have by applying the concealer, and then just, I'm actually using the side of the brush, the side of the Beauty Blender. Which just fades out the edges round the nose. There we go. So I'm pretty happy with the level of coverage now. What I do just to finish with, just to stop it looking cakey and just to set it a little bit, is use the edge of the sponge just to press all over the face. And what this does is it just takes off any excess foundation. So you don't have any kind of cakey areas of like excess. And there's actually a little bit of foundation on there, I don't know if you can see, so and it just seems to set the foundation in place. So let me just go and apply a little bit of blush so that I don't look completely scary, and I'll come back and give you my final thoughts on the Beauty Blender. Okay, so I'm back. I've just applied a little bit of bronzer and blush just to kind of bring my skin back to life a little bit. So my thoughts on the Beauty Blender. When I first got it and I first used it, I didn't like it because I thought I used too much foundation and it didn't seem to give me the results that I thought it would. But where I was going wrong, like I said, is you need to completely saturate the Beauty Blender, completely. Run it under the tap and then really just rinse it off, and that's the secret of this. Another top tip is to go a bit easy on the amount of foundation that you apply. Like I said, if you just take a small amount and then blend it out and then have a look and see if you need it in certain other areas, because there is a tendency to slap on the foundation with this and it can look cakey. So the other top tip would be, like I said, at the end, just when you're finished, just dab it over the skin and it will just take off any excess on the sponge and help to set the foundation. So I'm really pleased that I persevered with the Beauty Blender, and I really think it's an excellent way to apply foundation. I probably wouldn't use it every day just because it probably takes slightly longer than it would for me to put a pump of foundation in my hand, rub it between my fingers and slap it on my face first thing in the morning. But certainly on a weekend or a night out when I've got more time, then I would definitely use it and I would recommend it. So if you're thinking about getting it, then I would seriously consider it because it's a great bit of kit. So my plan is now to do a tutorial, so watch out for that. And any questions, let me know, leave comments, all that good stuff, and I'll speak to you later. Bye for now.